Hello, Virgo. I hope everything's well. Happy New Year. Good to you. Let's go ahead and get into your reading for the second portion of January 2019. Show me energies present for the sign of Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in regard to love and relationship. Whatever energy may be coming through needs to come through. Show me that energy. Show me the sign of Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Love and relationship reading for second portion of January 2018. Show me Virgo. I'm sorry, I have like a frog in my throat. No. Show me for Virgo. Show me for Virgo. So Virgo, the first card you have popping out is Death. The Six of Wands. And the Page of Wands. I'm putting that in past energy. I'm being drawn to pull this out though. This is the King of Wands that was on the bottom of the deck for when these popped out. I'm going to put that under or over them, actually over them. So it feels like the energy that you're stepping into. Show me more for Virgo, please. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Show me more for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. The Three of Cups, Virgo. This is present energy. Show me more for Virgo, present energy. Boy. I'm not going to use these, Virgo. There's like 8 of them. I just fell on the ground. Show me energy for Virgo, present energy for Virgo, please. Current and present energy for Virgo. Okay, so now you have 3 popping out in reverse. You have the Page of Cups in reverse. You have Strength in reverse. You could be dealing with a Leo. Doesn't have to be. And you have the Five of Swords in reverse. We're going to be pulling out the outcome energy, so bear with me. I'm going to pull this out too. This is the Seven of Pentacles. It's at the bottom of the deck. I'm going to do that as well as with the King of Wands. I'm going to do that with the outcome as well, just to get the underlying energy between each set of energies. Show me outcome for Virgo, please. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Show me outcome for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. So you have the Five of Cups in reverse in regard to outcome. I want 2 more cards for Virgo. Show me 2 more cards for the outcome for Virgo, please. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. 2 more cards. You have the Page of Swords in reverse. Show me 1 more for Virgo. One more for Virgo. 1 more for Virgo, please. Thank you. The Seven of Cups. In the bottom of the deck, the Ten of Cups. Okay, so at the bottom of the deck, underneath the Ten of Cups, we have the King of Swords. So 2 king energies. You have the King of Wands. You have Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You could also be dealing with the King of Swords, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Let's see who else. Strength, Leo. Yeah, Death, Scorpio. So in the recent past or the past that you've been dealing with, it sounds like you are coming out of a situation where something has ended. Could be with a Scorpio, could be a situation that you've had to basically utilize your logical aspect versus being stuck in your emotional being in regard to moving away from this person. It feels also as if like there's been a level of healing here that has propelled you. It's like you're kind of like moving. There's the fast propulsion here. It feels like moving away from this Scorpio or moving away from this previous situation. It's almost getting into the next phase of your life and like embracing that. And that seems to be the major hit that I'm feeling in this reading. It's like moving forward away from a situation that is done, you know? It's kind of like a poisonous situation. Why would you want to engage in that? In regard to the present energy with the Three of Cups, the Page of Cups in reverse, Strength in reverse, the Five of Swords, and then the Seven of Pentacles on top, it's almost as if like you're looking at everything that you've gone through with a relationship or with like a series of relationships, and it's important to recognize where that has been detrimental. It's important to recognize where sometimes we get involved with people because we want something from them, from where we get involved with people because we want to feel like we are, you know, loved, cared for, nurtured, you know, like we want something from somebody, but we can't do that unless we have it on our own. Also, the Five of Swords energy in reverse too, that almost is reminding me of like paying attention to self-sabotatory energy, you know, when we get involved with people for certain reasons, or we think that we can bring them some sort of something and we're going to get something in return. It's almost as if we use people, we utilize them as commodities, and you don't really want to do that. That's not something that's going to be healthy for you or the person. And it's like realizing that that way of thinking, that way of being, you know, and letting it go. It's not healthy. It's not a healthy situation. If you are currently getting involved with folks that are of the same mindset as far as like work, play, connection, things of that nature that are happier, that are more upbeat, I would say also be careful in regard to how that affects your connections with people. You know, looking at a situation like almost like trying to climb a ladder, like using people for your gain. I know that that's a weird thing, and I know that doesn't necessarily correlate, or maybe it does, to a love relationship, but what I'm feeling here is more so like having to keep yourself in check in regard to how you might use somebody or how people are using you, and where you can look at the situation and see where you've been used multiple times for whatever reason. If it seems to be a recurring theme in your life, check it. Like, that's what this reading feels like. Check it. You know, don't be impatient. Take your time. Realize everything you've gone through. But it's like you have a lot of forward movement. You have a lot of Wands energy here propelling you from the past into the present. But it's like now that you're in this present energy, it's almost as if you're having to look at situations, like a long-standing situation with yourself. It could be with somebody else too. It could be with a King of Air, King of Swords. Could be. Could be with the King of Wands. Could be. Doesn't have to be. I feel that more so that energy, the King of Wands, is you getting yourself out of a situation that isn't healthy for you anymore. And the King of Swords energy honestly feels like it's you recognizing that and like moving away from it because you know it doesn't serve you anymore. It's not something that's healthy. And you're having to extract yourself away from it, which is great. There's nothing wrong with that. The outcome energy of the Five of Cups in reverse, the Page of Swords in reverse with the Seven of Cups, with the Ten of Cups on top. So, you know, again, with this self-sabotatory energy, sometimes with this Page of Swords in reverse, this can be very hasty energy. This is somebody who doesn't think before they act, but also it's somebody who does not get the full picture. You know, it's like they get little bits and pieces and they run with that. Like, there's something about that energy that doesn't sit well, especially when trying to build something solid. You know, it's almost detrimental. It's almost as if you're going against yourself. Sure, it could talk about somebody who's spying on you. Most definitely. It could talk about an ex who's spying on a situation that you end up in that is more so positive, and they're watching you, you know, after you choose a different route than they are part of. But and that feels like a storyline here too, but I also feel very much that it's in connection to you. It's in connection to how you view situations, how you view yourself in situations, and how you keep yourself out of problematic endeavors by looking at the whole picture, by evaluating everything versus just jumping in. Virgo really isn't a sign that just jumps in. I mean, sometimes when they're working out of like detriment, you know, and lower level energy, they can, because it's like, it's not focused energy, but usually Virgos are pretty darn meticulous in regard to what it is that they're getting involved in. And, they want to feel safe, and they want to feel abundant and useful, and like the person that they're getting involved with is useful. And it almost feels that this energy that you're coming out of is like a realization that, oh shit, this wasn't helpful. It was helpful for me to know that I don't need to be in it, but now how do I go from here? Just take your time with it, because it looks like you might be moving towards something that is far better for you anyways, by choosing to get out of this mindset, by choosing to address it and move forward. Okay, Virgo? So let's clarify cards here. Show me death for Virgo. Show me the death card for Virgo, please. Show me death for Virgo. Show me the death card for Virgo. So you have the Four of Pentacles. So in regard to death, you have the Four of Pentacles. Having a hard time moving away from things, sometimes looking at stuff and like wanting to go back to it. You know, it's almost as if having the death card in reverse. That's like that energy for me. Like having a difficult time letting something go, even though you know that it's not helpful for you. You know that it's not healthy for you to be in, you know, but still wanting to be part of it because you feel like either something isn't done yet, something hasn't been completed. Don't hold on to that energy. Allow something to die, you know. Allow something to die. For the Six of Swords, you have the Queen of Swords. So you have the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords now here. If you're moving towards an air sign, that seems positive in a certain way. You have the Ten of Cups over here in regard to that. The King of Swords at the bottom of the deck. I'm going to keep that open right there, but like, you know, open as in that could be changeable, but it feels like with the energy here, you have the Six of Wands with the two King and Queen of Swords. Like that's forward movement in a positive direction in regard to a couple that actually match. Okay. You also have the King of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. I just did Aries reading a little bit ago, and they were dealing with an earth sign that wasn't too savory. I don't know if you're dealing with an Aries. I don't know if it's them that wasn't too savory or not, but you know, if that is of interest to you, it was a hella confusing reading. There was a lot of people popping up, and right now you have 2, 3, 4, 5 people popping up, potentially 6 with the Page of Swords. Show me the Page of Wands for the sign of Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. But also, in regard to the Six of Wands, the Queen of Swords is somebody who uses her logical aspect. She's somebody who's thoughtful, but she's also somebody who cuts things out that no longer serve her. She's not going to dilly-dally and get lost in emotions. You know, for that being in the past energy, it's like you're having to push yourself out of that, but it's positive. In regard to the Page of Wands, you have the Page of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. You have a lot of page energy. You have Page of Wands, Page of Pentacles, Page of Cups, Page of Swords. You have every page here. So you may have a lot of childish energy, childlike energy, immature energy in regard to the person that you've been dealing with. That may also be something that you have to look back on, just because it's like you have to recognize the patterns. You know, you also need to recognize the patterns within the immaturity that you've applied to your situations. You know, it's like, it feels like this level, this reading is talking about a level of growth, you know, and shit. Underneath the deck, you have the King of Cups. King of Cups, King of Swords, King of Wands, King of Pentacles for that last shift. Queen of Swords. Okay, so if you guys are dealing with an Aries, like you might want to watch that video, because there was hella people in there. A little confusing. But yeah, in regard to moving forward, this Page of Wands moving forward in a new direction, it's almost as if, you know, you could have been dropping an earth sign, but also you could have just really not seen the benefit in going further with this situation. And it's like cutting it out, you know, needing to realize where it's like holding on actually causes us detriment, and letting it go, getting real with ourselves. Show me the Three of Cups. Show me the Three of Cups. You have Temperance here for the Three of Cups. If anybody's drinking, I definitely say be careful. Balance out your energies. Try and heal. That's a possibility. You have Virgo at the bottom of the deck with the Hermit. You may need to go into a time of taking some time for yourself, you know. Also, in regard to other people that you may be getting involved with that aren't in a romantic capacity, again, like school, things of that nature, where it's like you're around groups of people that are doing things that you want to be doing, you need to make sure, again, that you're balancing out your energy, so you're not giving too much, so you're not being preyed upon, so you're not preying upon others. I know that that sounds pretty accusatory, and I don't mean it as such, but you have to sometimes check yourself. Are you getting involved with situations with people to get something out of them, you know? Is it like a premeditated thing? Like, you know, and watch those around you that are also like, feel them out. That might also be a situation that you might need to pay attention to. Again, I just feel like this necessity to tell you to be careful about the situations and people that you surround yourself with. Make sure that the people are not like glomming onto you for certain things, or they, you know? Show me the Page of Cups in reverse. So the Page of Cups in reverse, you have the Six of Cups in reverse. So, you know, in regard to emotions, the King of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck again. In regard to emotions, it's almost as if like you need to recognize things of the past, how we've grown up, the messages that we've grown up with, the cycles. It's time to alleviate them. It's time to let things go, things to balance out and drop, so you can actually have a better outcome in your life. If this is a person bringing you news, it could be somebody from your past, but it's like the news that they bring is not something that's positive, you know. It's almost embellished. There's embellishments in it, and it's not something that you can hang on to. Trust, that's what I mean, trust. For strength, you have the Five of Swords. So you have the Five of Swords next to strength in reverse. Now, in regard to what I was talking about again, it's almost like a repetitive thing here. It's like having to, if you're dealing with a Leo who's out of sorts, that may be somebody who's bringing you a bunch of bullshit. That may be somebody from your past. You have to deal with that. You have to look at the situation for what it is and address it. And I feel like move on, because it doesn't feel like you're going on with this person. But in regard to self-reflection, you need to be sure that you're not just getting into situations willy-nilly. You're not engaging people just to get something out of them. That seems to be like a very in-my-face type of energy here. I don't know why readings come out certain ways. I can't control them. Sometimes it's more of an introspective reading. Sometimes it's more love. Sometimes it's finance. Sometimes it's whatever. But like this reading is very much, it's almost like a hammer on my head, like talking about like, okay, you need to address your past. You need to address the way that you show up and present yourself in situations. Why are you in a situation? What is it bringing you? You know, getting in charge of understanding that, but also recognizing where we put ourselves in situations because we want something, we want certain things. It's like cherry picking situations just so we can have a particular outcome, and that's not okay. Okay. For the Five of Swords, you have the Eight of Swords. So the Five of Swords in reverse, you have the Eight of Swords. So again, energy where it's like we're self-sabotatory, we get involved in situations that are detrimental to ourselves. It's almost as if having a difficult time letting it go. Almost as if having a difficult time looking at the truth behind that situation. You have to let that go. That's not healthy for you. Jesus Christ. The fucking King of Pentacles again. So, on the introspective tip, that's what I'm talking about. If you're dealing with a King of Pentacles, I think this is like the third time he's shown up right here. I don't think you want to deal with him. You have the Four of Cups here at the bottom of the deck. If this is somebody who is coming to you and wanting to like re-engage or re-up or like, you know, try and walk you down the aisle again, like this isn't feeling right. Show me the Five of Cups in reverse here. Show me the Five of Cups in reverse for Virgo. Show me the Five of Cups for Virgo. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, show it to me. You have the Queen of Cups. The Ten of Wands underneath. So this is basically coming out of a situation of stagnancy. This is coming out of regret, remorse, frustration. It's balancing out your emotional aspects, getting on par with yourself, getting real with what hurts you emotionally, what makes you feel good. Letting go of alcoholism, if that's part of the game. Letting go of people who are alcoholics, if that is detrimental to a degree where you cannot go forward with them. But basically letting down your guard. This King of fucking Pentacles. Who is he? I'm gonna shuffle again, and then I'm gonna find him. I'm gonna read about him. Show me the Page of Swords in reverse. You have the Three of Pentacles. So, kind of like I said, for this situation, once you start to balance your energies out, once you start to figure out emotional stability, it's like you start to move forward towards people and situations that are going to be better suited for you. It almost feels like somebody's watching you here in regard to this, and it's like they're watching you positively move, and it's frustrating for them. It's almost as if like the universe has your back. Here with Justice as well, it's like the universe is guiding you away from a situation that is not healthy and that you don't need to be perpetuating. And it's in love, but it's also in self-reflection and how you show up in life. Show me the Seven of Cups here. So yeah, the Ace of Swords in regard to the Seven of Cups. So getting very, very clear about the decision that you want to make. Also, again, I want to talk about alcoholism. This person is looking at all the drinks here, okay? If that is a hindrance to you, you need to cut it out. Somebody who's drinking needs to cut it out, being very, very clear about that. Clear in their mind, clear in their body. Underneath that, you have the Magician. So moving forward towards a path that you truly want to be on. All right, where is Mr. Pentacle Pants? Where you at? Sorry, I'm like, I want to know about this King of Pentacles, why he's showing up like under every, and now he doesn't want to show up. Great. Oh my God, for real. There you are. Ooh. And he's right on top of the Queen of Pentacles. I'm going to read about him though. Show me the King of Pentacles. What are the intentions of the King of Pentacles? What is the intention of the King of Pentacles in this reading? Why is he so present, yet so in the background? Okay. You have the King of Cups popping up there. You have a lot of people here, okay? Show me more for the King of Pentacles. Knight of Wands. Two of Swords. Nine of Pentacles. It came out like that, actually. Nine of Pentacles. With the Wheel of Fortune at the bottom of the deck. So with the Wheel of Fortune at the bottom of the deck with that, it's almost as if perpetuating situations, starting over again in a situation. The King of Cups, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, is somebody who tends to be loving. He tends to be nurturing. I'm going to pull a card for him as well. See what his motives are. What are the motives of the King of Cups here? So you have two cards, basically. You've got the Ten of Pentacles here and the Death card. So Scorpio energy. You may be dealing with a Scorpio. You could be dealing with an Earth sign. Taurus, Gemini, Virgo. Or, I'm sorry, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. The King of Cups is Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. So this person... If I want to pull one for the Knight of Wands too, if this person is from your past and they're coming back to you, it's almost as if you've got to look at their intention as far as like what they've done sexually with others. If there's a history with them in regard to sex with others, and if it was something that was detrimental, you have the World here for this Knight of Wands. So a lot of the time that can talk about somebody who's grown up, who's changed their mind, who's understood things, come to realize their own issues. You have the Knight of Wands staring down the King of Pentacles. It's almost as if this person is looking at the situation like they have to grow, or they have grown. Somebody here, it feels like, has grown. They've matured into a different energy, and it's like they're wanting to let something die, to rebuild or like go towards something positive. And it's like, here you are with this Two of Swords and the Nine of Pentacles. It's almost as if like, I don't know if I should re-engage in this. Remember, this Nine came out like this, kind of up, kind of down, more down. In reverse, this talks about going back to a situation. So Virgo, if you're involved with, or if you're getting re-involved with somebody, you know, show me the Nine of Pentacles here for Virgo. Show me the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so you have got the Queen of Swords here. So this is cutting somebody out. You know, I'm trying to make this as concise as possible and not confusing. Your reading is very similar to Aries reading. I don't know if you're involved in with an Aries or not. They had so many people showing up in their reading and so much like back and forth energy, but they also ended up with an air sign that was very positive for them. Yeah, it's almost as if like, you know, when people change, that's great, but like, it doesn't mean you have to re-engage with them. It doesn't mean you have to go back to them. It doesn't mean you have to be with them forever. It can mean you be a friend. It can mean you just go away. Like, you know, just because something dies and somebody wants to resurrect something doesn't mean that you need to do that for them. You have the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords here. You've got the Queen twice, though. Okay, if you're a female, it's almost as if you're stepping into your own power, working towards somebody that's going to be better off, suited for you, and moving away from this Earth sign. Now, this could also be you in regard to everything that I've talked about as far as like self-work and introspection. This could be you stepping into yourself and your own power as well and moving forward, looking at all of the things that you've gone through, loving yourself and moving forward away from the situation and away from a stagnancy of being. Show me the Death card. So you have the Four of Swords in reverse. So this is not letting things go, sometimes also not resting, not taking time for yourself, not doing it, needing to do it. And it can also mean when something dies, it's allowing it to die and let it go. So that depends upon you. But you have the Five of Swords for that as well. So it's like anybody that brought you bullshit, or if you brought yourself bullshit, you need to let it go. You don't have the Seven of Swords here. You have the Five of Swords here. You have it 3 times. So 3 times 5 is 15. That's 6. 6 of Swords, moving away from a situation that is no longer satisfying. It's emotionally frustrating. It's mentally exhausting. You're moving away from that type of energy. Jesus. Okay, Virgo. I'm going to do what I did for Aries and give a romance angel for the King and Queen of Swords. So, show me the energy that lies between the King and Queen of Swords for Gemini. What is the energy present for the King and Queen of Swords? What is the energy present between the King and Queen of Swords? Okay. First of all, underneath the deck, if you're moving towards an air sign, it sounds very positive, okay? You have flirt. Extend your lighthearted energy to others. Positive energy, moving out of situations that are detrimental, moving away from things that no longer serve you. Now you have, it is safe for you to love, and this could be the one. I don't like the romance angels. I'm sorry, Doreen Virtue, you're great, but like they lead so many people down weird paths. And like the energy here, though, it doesn't seem off to have them here. Like it's safe for you to love. If you're coming out of a situation and understanding of being where you've been negative or in a negative situation, it's almost as if like you have to reacclimate to what it is that you're moving forward with. This could be the one. Well, I feel that that's in regard to the air sign or somebody who's a little bit more detached but level-headed. All right, Gemini, I hope this reading was helpful for you. My name is Isel. I'm on YouTube as the Altruistic Mystic, and you might want to watch Aries reading. They had like just as many people and pretty much all the same people. So yeah, I would go ahead and suggest that. Take care. I hope this is helpful for you.